Ciao, I'm Giuliana from Hardcore Italians, and you're watching Cooking with G. On today's episode of Cooking with G, I'm going to show you guys at home how to make mac and cheese garlic bread pie. Now this recipe is for all my garlic bread lovers and mac and cheese lovers. If you love carbs, then this is the recipe for you. Not only is it a crowd pleaser, but it also is the best comfort food. So if you want to learn how to make it, then keep on watching. Remember that written instructions for this recipe can be found in the description box below, along with a link to hardcoreitalians.com. If you're interested in buying anything off of hardcoreitalians.com, make sure you use my code G, yes, literally just the letter G, for 10% off your entire order. All right, and without further ado, this is what you're gonna need to make mac and cheese garlic bread pie. In this bowl here, I have about 1.5 pounds of medium-sized pasta shells. They've already been cooked about 5 or 6 minutes. You wanna make sure they're not overcooked because we are going to be baking these in the oven again. In this bowl right here, I have about 12 pieces of Italian-styled sandwich bread, and I went ahead and cut all the crusts off of them. Now we are making mac and cheese, which means that we're gonna be needing a lot of cheese. So over here, I have about 2 cups of grande mozzarella cheese, which is my favorite cheese if you've been watching Cooking with G. I swear by grande mozzarella. It is the best cheese, the best quality, but you can use any kind of mozzarella that you like. Over here I have about 8 slabs of provolone cheese. You can use any kind of cheese, but I just feel like mozzarella and provolone go very, very well together, especially in mac and cheese. So I'm gonna be using provolone. We're also gonna be needing 2 cups of milk to make our cheese sauce. In here I have about 2 cups of garlic butter. And here is a little less than 1/2 cup of flour. We're gonna be needing that for when we make the cheese sauce. You're also gonna need about 1 teaspoon amount of paprika. And in these 2 cups, I have parsley and its sidekick basil. So we're gonna be using about 1/2 cup of both. Now remember, this is a Cooking with G, so we are gonna be taking the edge off with something. Today I chose Milano cookies because I just need some chocolate right now, so. Salute day. All right, so the very first thing you're gonna wanna do is grab a casserole dish about yay big, and you're gonna wanna make sure that you have all your crust off of your bread. You wanna keep the crust on, fine, but this is foolproof for people who don't enjoy crust. It definitely enhances the experience if there's no crust on it, so just trust me on it. Make sure you decrust all your bread. Also, it is very important that you butter your entire dish because you don't want anything sticking, so we're just gonna make sure that there's butter all along here. Now that we buttered our casserole dish, we're gonna one by one cover our bread with our garlic butter. So this is what we're gonna do. Front and back, you wanna make sure that it's super, super garlicky, super tasty, and all that jazz. Put a little bit of parsley on there. And then you're going to place it right in your casserole dish like that. You're gonna go ahead and do this for the remainder of the bread. Now we're going to bake it in a 350-degree oven for about 10 minutes. So while we're waiting for our garlic bread to bake in the oven, we're gonna move over to our stove and break out a frying pan, because this is when we make our delicious cheese sauce for our mac and cheese. So make sure you grab a nice sized frying pan and let me show you how to make the cheese sauce. All right, so we're gonna turn our flame on to a nice light flame, just to get it nice and warmed up. And we're gonna add in about 3 tablespoons of butter. Then we're gonna add in our flour. So we're just gonna put that sucker in there, along with our good friend paprika. So we're gonna put that right in there as well. And then you're gonna grab your milk. You're going to gradually pour this. So I'm just gonna put such a little drizzle of milk into there. And I'm going to mix it around. And when it starts to harden like that, you're gonna add a little bit more milk. And stir again. Now the key is to do this gradually. You don't wanna just pour all your milk in at once. You want it to really mix in together real good. I know this looks really weird and you might not trust me right now, but I promise, just trust the process. This is gonna be your new go-to cheese sauce recipe. Alright, so there's all our milk going through and making sure that it's mixing in well. Just keep stirring. When it starts to bubble, add in 1/3 of your mozzarella cheese or preferred cheese. I'm just adding in a little pepper and a little salt just as taste preference. I'm also gonna add about 2 slabs of the provolone cheese to this mixture. All right, so the garlic bread's been in there for about 10 minutes, so we're gonna take it out. And I'm gonna add some mozzarella cheese to the bottom of it. I'm also gonna grab my handy dandy provolone cheese and lay that just as is, covering the entire bottom. Once the bottom of the casserole dish is covered in cheese like this, you're gonna pop it back in the oven for another 10 minutes. All right, back to our cheese sauce mix. It's looking very well stirred and mixed. What you're gonna do now is you're gonna add in your pasta. So we're gonna just pour that sucker in there. So I just poured all of our pasta into the cheese mix and we're going to mix it all up. Look how good that looks. I feel like this recipe is definitely like a 2-for-1 because you could totally just stop at this point and just eat this mac and cheese as is. But I'm definitely gonna take it to the next level and get my garlic bread crust and add this to the crust. So let's go do that. Look at that cheesy garlic goodness. Wow, I just need to like take a second and appreciate cheese for all of its glory. Really incredible. Okay, so what you're gonna do next is you're going to add the mac and cheese to the casserole dish and we're gonna bake that as well. So now I'm just pouring all the mac and cheese into our casserole dish on top of the cheese. And then you guessed it, you're gonna add more cheese to the top and we're gonna put it back in the oven for about 15 minutes this time. My entire house smells like garlic right now, but look at this. This is our mac and cheese garlic bread pie, and it is perfect, if I do say so myself. Now, if you're making this at home, it's definitely smart to get a casserole dish that is clear because you can see that it is nice and golden brown all the way around. So now I have some basil and parsley, and I'm going to just sprinkle it over top. All right, now I'm just gonna cut a little piece out right on the side. I love this dish because it's nice and crusty right on the crust, like the breading. It's just like the perfect balance. Okay, now I'm gonna give it a taste test. It already smells amazing, and I know for a fact it's gonna taste good because just how can you mess up something with pasta, cheese, and garlic bread? So I'm gonna give it a nice bite, and this is probably one of my favorite recipes that I've made. It is just the perfect balance of carbs, honestly. If you're a carb lover, then this is for you. And the cheese, it just brings it all together, literally. Let me know if you guys try this recipe. Please make sure you tag me on my personal Instagram or on YouTube. And looking forward to seeing you guys try it out. Thanks for watching this episode of Cooking with G, and we'll catch you on the next one. Ciao!